Well, welcome back to the channel. This is where we look at my table tennis and everything that I do to try and improve. So I've got a match vlog for you today. It's the start of the season and start of British League season as well. So yeah, first weekend for us, first one out of 4, playing today and tomorrow. I personally am only playing today, but yeah, should be a really good day. Really looking forward to it. Always tough matches in British League. We're in Division C1, which is like the lowest division, but you know, I would say that everybody that we play against are kind of like the equivalent of, you know, top division local league. So there's never any easy matches at all. So yeah, it's really good experience. So yeah, just on my way over to Halton Stadium. We've played at Halton the last few years, so we're very fortunate that we've got a nice local venue. And the squad, we've got a few new faces, we've got a few familiar suspects as well. So we've got Andrew Davis, Valdas Semiotis. Andrew and Valdas have both played the last few years. They normally do really well actually. Andrew's probably not playing quite as much as he used to do, but he's still a real handful for anybody. Jordan Potts is playing for us again this season, which is good. Jordan's obviously, you know, top local league player, so it's always good to have him on your side as opposed to on the opposite side. So we've got a couple of new faces as well. We've got Forster Chew, who plays in Bolton and Warrington with me. So Forster's a cracking player. We've got Leo as well. Leo is, well, he's like a long pips blocker. And I'm sure a few of you will have seen, you know, like me play against him in some of my videos. Played him a couple of weeks ago actually. I lost 3-1 to him, had a really good game, but he's so tough to beat Leo. Very unconventional kind of style really, but he's just like a brick wall. Just can't get past him at all. We've got Phil Summers as well. Phil's playing for us today, Super Sub Summers, who was on 100%, as he constantly reminds everybody from the weekend that he played, or the one day that he played last season. So, but yeah, no, he's a good player, Phil. So he's a real asset to the team. And then we've also got Annie McDonnell as well. Now Annie's pregnant, so she's not really going to be able to play much this season. Her baby's due in January, so she's still playing a little bit of table tennis at the moment, but obviously a little bit limited as to what she can do. So, but she's actually going to play for us tomorrow because unfortunately, so Leo's injured his arm. He was supposed to play the full day tomorrow. But yeah, he's kind of initially he wasn't going to play, but we didn't have many other options. So Annie's offered to step in just to play in the morning, and then Leo's going to play in the afternoon. So that should work quite nicely actually. We've got some tough games today. We're playing at Isle of Man in the morning, and then we're playing Halton 2, I think it is, in the afternoon. So Isle of Man, we've played them a few times before now. Like I said, this is my 3rd season of playing British League now, so it's quite nice. You get to know a few of the guys, so it's going to be some pretty tough matches against the Isle of Man. And then Halton, a lot of the guys that play for Halton also play, like, you know, in the same local leagues that I play in, so lots of familiar faces. They've both got big squads, so I don't know for definite what their teams are going to be like. but whatever formation they put out is going to be really difficult. So should be a good day. Like I was saying, we're in Division C1. There's also at Halton today, there's going to be Division A1 as well, so they're kind of like 2 leagues above us. Really good level. It's great to watch actually, so I'll show you some of the footage of matches from that, show you a bit of behind the scenes. I'll give you commentary through my matches, just my thoughts and feelings afterwards as to how the day's gone. But really looking forward to it, ready to get stuck into it now, so let's go. Okay, so first match of the day is against Amit, and this first point kind of sums things up as to one of the problems that I was having. It was reading his serves, some really good serves. As you can see there, he had a lovely forehand, really nice backhand as well. So yes, it was kind of like a tricky match all in all, really. That was nice, you know, good aggressive forehand counter. Again, I've said this a few times in my videos. You know, the last sort of 12 to 18 months, that shot has become really important to me. Again, there, you know, forehand sort of like open ups with heavy spin is, you know, quite. Well, it's probably one of the best shots that I've got actually. So just trying to use those as much as I possibly can. You see, that was nice actually. That was a good aggressive forehand counter, but then I wasn't expecting the ball to come back. So really good shot from Amit there. That was another example there of misreading the serve. One of the things that I definitely had a tendency to do throughout the day in its entirety, as well as this match, was like reading backspin into serves that just isn't there. Something that I've always had a tendency to do actually from you know, from when I first started playing table tennis. That I always have this thing that I always think that like most serves seem to have like an element of backspin on them. And then it generally tends to follow that the better the player, the more backspin I think they're going to put on the serves. So again, something that I really need to work on. Good rally there. I mean, I would say that with Amit, that what I kind of like figured out as the match was going along, that I mean, that was a fantastic block there. But yeah, if you put the ball in the right place for him, he could play a great shot. You know, he's got a nice backhand, he's got a decent forehand, and it was when the ball was in the right place, and then he could play it, and he could play it very well. But if you got him a little bit out of position, or you got the ball somewhere that was slightly more uncomfortable, like slightly, you know, a little bit wider, or on his pockets, then his technique kind of, I don't know, it just sort of like fell apart a little bit. And then the one thing I was really surprised at was sort of like the latter part of this game, especially in like the last set that we played, was that as it kind of like progressed, his shots just kind of like got worse and worse. So I'm not sure whether it was maybe a little bit of pressure. I mean, I'd like to think that it was me sort of adding the pressure there and making it difficult for him. But yeah, there's just a few times where I was expecting him to play good shots and he just didn't do. But this match got got the day off to a really nice start. Actually, it's never easy in British League because there's always pressure there all the time, and you're playing with good teammates. You don't want to let them down, so it's always nice to get a good performance under your belt and set yourself into the day. So we've been doing pretty well up until the point that I walked on against Mike for my second match. I think actually by this stage that we'd already won the match, so there was a little bit less pressure really. I could just kind of go out and enjoy it. I've seen Mike play before actually. He was playing for the Isle of Man when we played them last season. I didn't get to play him, but I watched his matches. I knew that it's always a little bit tricky playing against a pen holder because it's a little bit different to playing someone who plays shakehand. Very aggressive. He'll really kind of like go for his shots. I think that like one of the main things that I was trying to do in this match, like I do so many times before, is I just try and get in first. First two games that seemed to work really nicely actually. I didn't really allow him to settle into too much of a rhythm. I mean, he had a lovely forehand there, but I felt like I really managed to restrict him to just defend him. He was good away from the table, as you can see here. We had some really nice rallies. Yeah, again, I mean, he was just a little bit passive there, which allowed me to then hit that forehand. And I think that happened quite a lot in the first two games, that some of his receives were a little bit weak. And again there, that push was like a bit high and a bit floaty, and it just allowed me to then attack it. I mean, I've definitely got to a stage certainly with my forehand, where somebody gives me, it's like a fairly weak ball, again there, you pop that straight up and then I could just hammer it. So I'm definitely at a stage where I'm always going to do that. Again, same thing, bit of a high sort of receive. I think he probably misread the serve a little bit. As this game went on, Mike, like I say, he settled into it and he started to be a little bit more aggressive. I think he realised that he couldn't be quite as passive as he had been, so had to really sort of like just try and put me under a little bit more pressure, and that definitely happened. I think one of the things that I was happy with this game, and again throughout the whole day, is that I did actually use my backhand an awful lot more. You'll notice as this vlog goes along that one of the things that I didn't get caught out on too much was pivoting, because I definitely find that in a lot of matches I'm sort of running around my backhand side to try and play a forehand, and if I don't do that properly, don't do it quickly enough, then I end up playing either a weak shot or I'll just miss it completely. So yeah, that was something that throughout the whole day I was staying on my backhand a lot more. So and again there, I definitely found that the backhand receives, even like half long, was working great. A little bit of a mistake there actually with the backhand there, but still looking to play backhands rather than trying to run around and play the forehand.
Yeah, great shot from Mike there. Shouldn't have missed that one. They're one of the things that, you know, nice high ball like that to my forehand, I should be putting that away almost every time. But that was good. Again, it was a good push by myself there that forced the weaker return that I could then attack. Yeah, you can see by this stage of the game now, Mike's definitely settling into it a bit more and, you know, putting him under more and more pressure. So it's never very easy. I was 2-0 up in this match, and then he managed to get it back to 2-2, taking it into a fifth. So all of a sudden, you know, the pressure's on a little bit, but like I managed to regroup, you know, managed to sort of keep my head, managed to finish this off. So we were under pressure right from the word go when we started this afternoon match against Halton. And you can see here the very first point against George, he hits an absolutely fantastic forehand. I played George a few times before in both British League and Warrington. And unfortunately I generally come out the wrong side of the results. Yeah, I mean, I often think with George that his backhand's his stronger side and his forehand's maybe a little bit more erratic, but as you can see here, like, just unbelievable. Anything that was kind of like loose around the forehand side, he was just superb. I mean, the only thing that kind of cut him out a little bit on was that there. That if I got him on right in his pocket, he missed a few there. There's a couple of longer serves that he does that, you know, if I played it quite quickly, then he would, yeah, he'd top edge it and miss it. But yeah, he was just really on form. His serving was very good, so I was always like a little bit unsure as to whether or not it was like topspin or backspin. That was an unbelievable forehand flick. Like, I literally couldn't believe that. Absolutely superb. But yeah, his serving was, yeah, it was deceptive, difficult to read. You know, put me under pressure. And then, you know, like I say, he hit some fantastic forehands, and as you see, as the highlights go on, that he hit some fantastic backhands away from the table as well. He was quite comfortable to move back, and then just hit some unbelievable shots. So again, that was really nice from George. Sort of like, you know, top to top rally. Again, I just kind of chickened out of it a little bit, almost not expecting him to try and topspin against my topspin. Same problem again there, just passive with almost the second forehand that I hit, rather than kind of like continuing it and being aggressive. I just kind of blocked it and then allowed him to get back into the rally again. Something that I definitely need to work on, going to be more and more important as the level of opponent kind of like keeps improving. There we go, that was an absolute worldie. Like, fantastic backhand there. Yeah, so difficult to find a way through. Hit a really nice forehand again. It actually worked going sort of straight at him. That wasn't too disappointing actually, because at least I was trying to be aggressive with my backhand. I was trying to be aggressive against an aggressive shot. So, you know, there's definitely progress being made on my backhand. That was a nice shot. This is something that I'm going to be working on quite a lot over the next few months, is the switch to go from, you know, playing to somebody's backhand to another fantastic flick there. But yeah, playing for somebody's, almost doing backhand to backhand and then switching down the line. I don't do it enough in matches. Got to do that a little bit more. Oh, that was probably the best backhand of the day. Right on the edge of the table. Terrible return, absolutely terrible. Like, pushed top spin serve, just crazy. But yeah, you can definitely see with these highlights as well that I'm using my backhand a lot more. Like there, again, could have switched that, but kept going in the same spot. But again, I'm encouraged that, you know, I'm really looking to use the backhand more. If anything, I think I'm hitting more backhand shots than I am forehand, interestingly. Lollipop serve there, that's something that I'm going to be working on a little bit more again over the next few months, trying to throw in something a little bit different. Worked both times I used it there actually. If it's good enough for Alexis LeBron, it's definitely good enough for me. Another good serve there from George. Like I say, he really kept me on my toes all the way through this match with his serving. Just never quite sure what he was going to do with it, what spin was going to be on it. Yeah, smashing blow, well deserved.
Now my mind is blown. No surprise, guess I should have known. Oh, my mind, now my mind is blown. No surprise, guess I should have known. You got control of me, break my barricades. Walls are crumbling, grounds they shake. You came to save, but it's way too late. Every single time you stay, I cave. You got control of me, break my barricades. Walls are crumbling. Every single time you stay, I cave. You got control of me, break my barricades. Walls are crumbling. Every single time you stay, I cave. I should have known. Oh, my mind, now my mind is blown. No surprise, guess I should have known. You got control of me, break my barricades.
So my final match of the day is against Matthew George. I know Matt quite well actually. I played him 2-3 times now in Wilmslow and Trafford, and he was having a really good day actually. He'd had a fantastic win against Andrew Davis in his first match of the afternoon games, and you can see there just playing superbly, really sharp. I think the last time that I actually played him in Trafford, he'd just come back from a fairly long break due to injury, so he was maybe a little bit rusty, but you could definitely see now he's the sharpness and the level of his game superb like that. I mean, I thought I had a nice backhand there, and he just hit it like straight back past me, and all I could do was catch the ball. Yeah, just lots of good stuff really. I mean, that was really, really nice, very heavy sort of slow spin from myself. But yeah, Matt, he mixed things up really, really nicely. Lots of good serving. He got me wide to my forehand a few times, then was right on top of it to kind of block it. This was a nice rally actually. You know, a bit of touch play that's going on there that you don't tend to see from myself actually. Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, that was an absolutely unbelievable receive there to take the first game. Yeah, this point here. Look at that. Unfortunately, the camera didn't actually catch it. I was just saying there that like I can't believe like everyone seems to be like having their absolute like day of their lives against me, hitting some unbelievable shots. But yeah, he's a really good player, Matt. You know, he's like I say, he's a tough opponent, and you know he's beaten a lot of good players over the last few years. Really good switch there. This is something that again I want to start doing a little bit more. But yeah, no, this was a tough game. I always kind of felt that I was like a couple of points behind almost all the way through it. Just couldn't quite get myself back into it. Again, one of the main things that you'll notice through here is that I'm hitting a lot of backhands, lots and lots of backhands, which you know, again, I find myself, you know, I'm really, really encouraged by that. It's definitely something that I've been working on. That one wasn't so good, granted, but yeah, I've been putting a lot of time in on my backhand recently. I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable when I'm in a rally. I'm quite happy to use it. I'm quite happy to play it. I mean, there, like, you know, the first one that I hit there probably should have been a forehand actually. So there's an element of probably playing backhands a bit too much. But no, it's all good progress, and this was a really, really good match. Okay, so that is today done. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, I'd say, all in all. I feel like I played pretty well today. I mean, I think it's always one of those where I always feel like I could play a bit better, but I mean, I think this morning it was 2 really hard fought 5-setters. So, but I came out on the right side of both of those, so more than happy with that. And then this afternoon, really strong team actually, Halton too. And the 2 matches that I played against George, first of all, he was just all in all really too good. He played some fantastic stuff. I didn't really feel like there was an awful lot more that I could do. Like you look back on some matches and you sort of think like, oh well, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that. And he just played some fantastic shots, like some absolute fantastic shots. It seemed to be, I mean, I've played George, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times before. I've lost to him a few times in British League, but then I beat him in the Warrington Closed, and the level that he was playing at today was far superior to that. George he played fantastic, so many good shots. He had great forehand, great backhand. His serves were very good. And then I played against Matt George. Again, I played Matt a few times before. Generally kind of like come out on top against Matt, but he had a superb day today. He had a really good win against Andrew Davis, and obviously Andrew's way better than me. I think it was a combination of Andrew was maybe a little bit off, but Matt played really well, and Matt kind of like forced Andrew into making mistakes. So you can't take anything away from Matt. And then I felt it was a tightish game. I was just always a little bit behind. I just couldn't quite kind of like claw my way back into it. I think I got ahead a little bit in the 3rd set, but then he kind of got it back quite quickly. And he played very well. It was very clever. He got me wide to my forehand a few times, and then when I'd spin it back up, he was right on top of it to block it, and then I couldn't really do an awful lot after that. So he played very well. I think that I've still got to really work hard on like my sort of like short forehand receives. I mean, I feel like all day as well I've been kind of reading backspin into serves that just isn't there. It's a problem that I've had throughout my table tennis career, really. Always kind of like reading just that little bit of backspin in there that very often isn't there, or I don't know, more often than not it's not. And certainly today, there was a lot of serves that I'm lifting them off the end of the table. My backhand was a little bit, it was okay, but I was never really comfortable with it. And then I felt that my forehand was a little bit wild. I don't know whether I was maybe like trying to do a little bit too much with it. I felt like the technique was getting a little bit untidy at times. I think that's something that I'm going to have to, just spend a little bit of time on, just try and get it back under control again. There was just, even some of the shots that went on, they felt a little bit kind of wild. All in all, like I say, it's, I think that the 2 morning matches, I was pleased to come out of those and win them both in 5. The afternoon, both of the guys probably just played a little bit too good for me. But I'm going to keep working hard. Like the little quotation that I like to use at the start of these videos, is keep training, win or lose, don't care, don't give up. And that's the main thing really that I'm going to take from this, is that I'm just going to keep working hard. I'm going to spend a decent amount of time over these next few months working on serve, receive, and my backhand. That's going to be like a real priority, especially my receive. I think against better players as well, my service receive has got to be better than what it is at the moment. It's just not good enough. But big thank you to Karen and to her husband, and everybody involved in running British League, because it is a great day. I've really enjoyed kind of like walking around, watching some of the matches that have been going on in like our C division, but then in the A division as well. There's been some fantastic play. Quite inspiring to watch, because I sort of watch that and I sort of think like I should be able to do that, but these guys are playing under huge amounts of pressure and can kind of pull out fantastic shots. So it's I think British League, it's a great format. It's there's a bit of pressure there. I certainly feel a lot more pressure playing British League than I do when I play in local league and playing in the all the tournaments and stuff. It's a different thing when you're playing for a team and you've got good quality teammates as well. You don't want to let them down. But like I say, I've given it my all today. Really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog, and I'll see you guys again soon.